Welcome back to episode 2 of Spoopy Month of Spook with Bibliophiles Audiophiles.
I thought you were going to forget the podcast name, and that's
I
why
almost
you
did.
paused.
That's
okay.
honestly, I paused a little bit because I was like, what episode is this and what's the podcast name?
So, in other words, I know you so well.
You do know me really well.
Quick, yes.
What number am I thinking about?
37.
I was actually thinking about 5, but close.
Yeah.
Anyways, today's episode we're doing When Life Gives You Vampires by Gloria Duke. This is the second vampire and the last vampire episode for this month.
Depends on whether or not you count the one that we're in later.
Not really.
This one's full vampire.
This is full vampire, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's good. We'll go with that one. By Gloria Duke. Did I already say that?
Yes, you did.
I found out when I read the ending, I never read the acknowledgments, but this book I did, because I was like, I'm sure. And apparently, Gloria Duke is her parents' names. Her mom's name is Gloria, and her dad's name is Duke. Yeah,
so cute.
Her pen name is her mom and her dad's name put together. I thought that was really cute.
That's cute. I usually don't read the acknowledgments, although unless if I'm listening to an audiobook and it finishes before my drive's over,
you will.
I just continue listening to whatever's playing, and then I was going to say Alexa, but I don't want that to go off. Will be
that
like,
thing.
This is the end of whatever the name of the book
really
is.
Weird, yeah.
But
This
I usually
is the
don't,
end.
so I didn't read it with this one. Also, because I was trying to quickly finish it because I literally finished this 5 minutes before we started recording all of this stuff. I literally was sitting, we being Lydia and her husband and then myself were in her living room and they were watching a movie and I'm just sitting there trying to fast
you're
read
just
this. I had 40 pages left.
Yeah.
And I finished them. When I woke up this morning, I was maybe
oh, really?
that far in the book.
Dang. So you basically read the whole thing today.
Pretty much. I could do this is a little under 300 pages, I want to say.
Yeah.
Or it's just over 300 pages.
Yeah.
I could read a 300-page book in a day.
Yeah.
I've done it before. It's just physical books are my thing. Because I didn't buy the audio version. Not the audio version. The Kindle version. Because I think it was $7 and change or something like that.
We already got this one from McKay's.
You got this one from McKay's. This is actually your book.
Oh, is it? Thanks.
It is.
Thank you for bringing it back.
I want to use a quote from this. So before I give it back to you, I want to...
Okay.
Quote, but that's for a little bit later. How about you go on and you just read the blurb to this book, because we haven't even gotten there yet.
Trigger warning first. Negative body image, blood, fat phobia, unhealthy dieting, body shaming, ED. 4. Non-erectile dysfunction for eating disorder. Yeah. Description on Storygraph is 25-year-old Lily Baines is used to waking up hungover, overweight, and underemployed. Waking up with fangs, not so much. But when a little light necking has more serious consequences than she ever imagined, Lily's determined to get to the bottom of it or die again trying. Tristan hadn't meant to turn Lily. It's against vampire law. But now that she's here, they need to team up to save both their hides. They strike an uneasy truce, fending off other vampires, Lily's work rival turns slayer, and her mother's tone-deaf romance and fitness advice. All while Lily faces down her insecurities about the fact that she's lived in a diet-obsessed world with a body that will never change, never die, and never age. Falling for her maddeningly gorgeous sire, easy. Surviving an ancient vampire monster determined to see her twice dead? Piece of cake. But can Lily ever truly learn to love the woman she'll be forevermore?
This is a note I actually made. It's not a spoiler, but I made a note of it just because I wanted to remember saying it.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I don't like blurbs is because I feel like it gives you a lot about the plot.
It really does.
Sorry.
I don't want to know exactly what's going to happen and how it's going to end. I like to be surprised when I get there.
Yeah, same. So that's kind of why I don't like reading the blurb. Because I feel like, especially if it's a really long blurb, it just gives you too much information. Just give me the bare bones of absolutely nothing. And leave it at that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more interesting that way. But then at the same time, if you don't give enough information, it might not intrigue people.
Yeah.
There's got to be a really good middle ground. And I'm not sure if that was it, but we could talk about that later.
Yeah.
Average rating for reviews, though, is a 3.07. The first one that I have says 3 stars. This book was enjoyable. I just felt like nothing was happening. This 2-star one says, this book's, plural, just wasn't for me. I did enjoy some parts, but I found it kind of boring. This one's a 4.5 star. Absolutely fabulous fantasy rom-com. She wakes up and has no idea how she got to be a vampire. I found myself thinking about the characters when I wasn't reading it. It's an HEA, grumpy sunshine, protective guy, curvy girl with weight self-esteem issues, vampire slayer, and journalism tropes and themes. This one has no stars, so I'm gonna assume, which isn't a good thing to do, but, you know, I don't have any other information to verify this, but I'm gonna assume that means they DNF'd it. Or just didn't give a star rating. The female main character's internal dialogue is insufferable and repetitive. As a large woman myself, I've had these thoughts from time to time, but the constant stream of self-hatred gets old fast.
Yeah.
5 star. I really like this book. I have no idea why it is rated so low. The plot was fun, the characters were interesting, and it was overall a really nice read. I like that it was body positive and that main characters had some personality flaws. It made it feel more real and have it depth. I don't think that's worded right, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I have no idea why it's rated as low as it is. It deserves a much better score. That's that.
Okay. Take it away, James.
Jumps.
There's some spoilers coming up, sweetie. You better cover your ears.
Hey.
Thank you, Jams.
First note, Lily wakes up as a vamp and is okay with it.
Yeah, my first note in regards to that was, you know, her first thought after waking up, after, like, blackout, whatever, like, I assumed it was drunk at first, but obviously it wasn't.
Yeah.
My first thought is, instead of doing anything else, right, she decides that she's starving and she goes to the fridge and eats fuzzy beef. Like, old beef.
Rotten.
Yeah. And I'm just like, that's your first thought? My first thought is to check my phone and probably message you to be like,
bro,
so
what
happened? Because I don't remember anything that happened from this time period
later,
and this time period. Yeah, she does.
Yeah, not right away.
But that's my first thought. And maybe that's just the phone addict in me.
Yeah.
Because FOMO.
FOMO, yeah.
You know, but my first thought is, if I'm not remembering what the heck happened last night, it's gonna be you if I know it was probably with you.
Yeah, because, like, they were together, like, her best friend Kat and her.
Yeah.
Lily, yeah.
They were supposed to be. She remembers they made a plan, but
yeah,
she doesn't remember anything prior.
Then she leaves with a hot guy.
She didn't remember that until, like, later.
Yeah. I imagined him as Matthew McConaughey.
I didn't have a face.
Yeah.
I thought he had dark hair throughout the entire time until I found out he had, like, sandy colored hair. And I was just like, I don't see it. But I remembered his eyes were indigo blue.
Yeah.
Which is the same color as the book.
It is. It was giving Matthew McConaughey from Night at the Museum for me. Like, he had longish hair and he was a cowboy.
That wasn't Matthew McConaughey.
Yes, it was.
That was Owen Wilson.
No, it was not. Hang on a minute. Who are you looking up? I'll look up Matthew McConaughey. You look up Owen Wilson. That's who I imagined. I thought that was Matthew McConaughey.
No, that is Mr. Owen Wilson.
I imagined Owen Wilson then.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just, because she kept talking about his indigo blue eyes, like, a lot.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I remembered, and then I found out probably, like, 80% into the book, he had sandy colored hair, and I was just like, oh.
I thought you were going to say sandy blue eyes.
No, I was going to say sandy blonde, but I was like, no.
Yeah.
Because, like, blonde,
Ew.
I used to have crushes on guys with blonde hair, now that's changed drastically. I can't do blonde. My first note, though, I passed out on the floor once, and not from having seizures, though. I remember this. Yeah, I wasn't passed out, like, I didn't faint. I don't know what the heck happened. I just was laying on the floor in we called it our family room, but that's, like, the room everyone really sat in.
Living room?
Not the living room, like, we had a separate area.
Oh, like a den.
Kind of like a den, yeah. So we had a den, and I laid on the floor there, and I don't know I really don't know. I think I was just that tired.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep on the floor, face down.
Yeah.
Maybe my head was turned to the side. I woke up and I was just like, disoriented.
And then my head hit the wall.
Every time after that, I think about it, I'm like, man, it's really good my dad didn't come home while I was face down on the floor.
Just think you're dead, yeah.
Because he'd probably be like, what the hell?
Be like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Because the dad was, like, by the back door, and he always came in from the back door.
Yeah.
Because that's where he would park his truck. So it's really good that he didn't see me pass down on the floor.
And then you had a seizure a few years later.
That was years later.
Yeah.
That time, I passed out in a Dunkin' Donuts.
Ew.
It was really great.
And you have video.
They told me that they would give me a free drink in a donut to, because I ordered a drink in a donut.
You never got it.
I never got it.
Yeah.
But the only way I
wonder what they did with it. Do you think they gave it to the next person that came up and they're like, yeah, the girl that ordered this had a seizure. You want it?
I wish they would have just given it to me, like,
in the stretcher? They're just gonna hand you your drink and your donut?
I wish! I paid for that!
Oh my gosh.
They told me that if I came back, I could get a new one, but I never went back after that. Actually,
I wouldn't have. That'd be embarrassing.
Oh, it's not that it was embarrassing, it's just I wasn't allowed to drive.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
true.
I didn't want to rely on someone else driving me there just for my donut.
Hey, can you take me to Dickens so I can get my donut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed. It was free donut day.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
It was really sad. But it's okay. I've had many donuts and coffee since then.
Yeah. But not that one. They'll never be that one.
It's not gonna be that one. It was one of the special donuts, too.
Yeah.
Like, it was June 1st, so whatever special fun donut they had at that time. But anyways, that's off track.
Oh my gosh.
My second note, though, our friend Emily would get a really big kick out of it. I wrote Hershey's Special Dark Chocolate, and I can't exactly remember why. It was within the first chapter, though. But she said something about, like, liking Hershey's Special Dark Chocolate. It was a very witty, funny, like, sentence, whatever it was. But it made me laugh because, hey, back when, I made a scrapbook. And I was obsessed with making scrapbooks. So I had, like, a couple when I was younger that looked like trash.
Yeah.
But anyways, but one day, like, years after making it, I pulled it open and I was looking at it because I wanted to see what I had in there. And it was the most off-the-wall stuff that was in this book. It was, like, one of the things that the first one page, it was like a birthday card my uncle gave me. And then you turn the page, on the other side of the page, it was this, like, assignment I made in German class. That was like a little flip book kind of like thing. And then the next page after that was the wrapper for a Hershey's chocolate bar.
I've seen
the special
that.
dark. And it says, I heart chocolate at the top.
Nice.
So I started laughing about that because I'm like, that is the most dumbest thing I've ever done. Ever. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I cackled. I cried laughing when I found that.
Oh my gosh.
But it was so funny. But when she wrote that, I started...
You don't even remember putting it in there?
Oh.
No? Oh my gosh.
No. It's just like, why? So I started laughing about that.
Yeah.
And then next to that I wrote A+ blood because A positive blood is the first blood I think she drank.
I think.
From the packet.
Yeah.
And I have A positive blood.
Ooh, I do too. Because my gynecologist walked in, well, my OBGYN, and she walked in the room and said A+. And I was like, does that mean I'm doing a good job? Because I thought she was rating me on my pregnancy. And she said, no, honey, that's your blood type. So I will never forget my blood type because of that. Because I thought she was telling me I was doing an A+ job at being pregnant.
I forgot that was you. I remember hearing a story like that. I didn't know
that was me. Yeah, I'm pretty
that
sure
was like in a movie or a TV show or something, or in a book or something.
I went back later and I was like, is it still A+? Am I still doing a good job? Like every time I saw her, I would be like, so A+? And she'd be like, yeah, you're doing a good job. Because I'm just like, I don't know what else to do. I can be horrified or I can laugh.
Hey, you know what that means?
What?
If we need a blood donor.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, you'll be sitting there like convulsing and I'll be like A+, and they're like, she's not doing a good job. I'm like, no, A+. Oh my gosh.
What do you have? Because I've made my points. Or some of my points.
Oh, I was about to say all of them?
No,
Dang.
not yet. You see my page.
My first ick is how Kat, the best friend, she puts on her Converse with no socks.
I don't remember that, but that's kind of gross. Anyone who puts on any kind of sneaker-like shoe...
I can't even put on my Hey Dudes without socks. I just feel nasty.
I used to be able to put, like, slip-on-ish shoes. Like, not the black ones that I normally wear that are kind of, like, Vans, I guess?
Yeah.
They're not Vans, but they're similar. Like,
yeah.
the slip-on like that. But, like, stuff like, do you know what Sperry's are?
Yeah.
So, like, those boat shoe-looking like things? Yeah. I used to not. But now I've started because I feel like it makes my shoes smell less if I wear, like, a liner on my foot. So...
Yeah, if you wear socks, it makes your shoes smell less. The only shoes that I don't wear socks with are sandals or flip-flops.
Same.
I have, like Crocs, Hey Dudes, slip-on shoes. I have to wear socks.
I don't wear Crocs,
I was going to say, you need a pair of Crocs.
I do not need a pair of Crocs.
Yeah,
thank you.
Anyways, Kat is an amazing friend, like, giving her expired blood from the blood bank.
I thought that was so... it feels so wrong, though.
Yeah.
Like, you really... I mean, I get
what
it's
else
expired.
Are you going to do? Yeah,
but,
they're going to throw it away.
They for real went into Red Cross. It's Red Cross, right?
Yeah. It didn't say Red Cross, but it's basically Red Cross. Did it? Okay.
They literally went into the Red Cross. Yeah, and they stole expired blood. Like, I mean, I understand it's expired and it's thrown out into, like, the biohazard, but, like, would they not notice that there's blood packets missing?
I guess not, because technically Kat took it out of the system, so, like, technically it wouldn't be there if it's gone.
I mean, I guess, but...
I kept thinking that Kat was going to get in trouble and, like, get fired.
Same!
Because she used a key card to get in the building, so I'm like, she's going to get fired. She never did, though. Never got in trouble.
I do like her personality, and I'm also, like, food insecure. I don't like eating in front of strangers, mostly, like, dates. So, like, anytime I went on dates with guys, at least in the beginning, not in the beginning, but, like, with my 2 relationships that I've had, it was definitely only in the beginning. Yeah. Or at least for the second relationship. The first one I was insecure the entire time. But, like, aside from that, any, like, dates I go on, it's usually a food-related date, and I usually don't eat too much. Because I feel weird eating that much. I'm comfortable, like, around my coworkers, though. So I'll eat in front of them. And the other day I silently gagged next to them, and I felt really bad. It was so awkward. Yeah. I was trying so hard not to gag, but...
Yeah, once you think about not gagging, you're gonna gag.
I should have just got up and went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But then I didn't want to make, like, I threw up in the toilet. Yeah. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, I don't have a napkin in front of me, because they didn't give you napkins.
Yeah. Like, what are your choices?
So what am I supposed to do? So I just was chewing. This is what happened. So I had a burrito, and there was a stem in it. Kind of like a green bean stem. Yeah. And I bit into that. Like, it was some flavor. It tasted like cilantro. I don't know. But I bit into it, and I'm a texture person. So if it's a texture I'm not expecting in my food. Yeah. So I was chewing that, and I chewed that for a long time. And I, like, was gagging so bad, I kind of, like, burped a little bit, too. And then I just was continued chewing, and I had my hands in front of my face, and then my guy sitting next to me was just like, "Are you doing okay over there?" And I was just like, no,
I'm not.
And then I was honest about it, and now I laugh
There's
about it.
There's a stick in my burrito.
It's embarrassing, but I laugh. I'm still laughing about it because there's nothing else you can do about it.
Yeah, literally, it's either laugh or cry.
But point being, I'm food insecure too. I feel uncomfortable eating food in front of other people.
Yeah, I do too. I usually don't eat in front of people. I imagine Grandmaster Gideon as Donald Trump.
No, I didn't picture him like that. Because they described him as having, they being the author, you know. Yeah. She described him as having, like, I think platinum blonde hair. And it was, like, halo-like.
Oh, like, yeah, I imagine that. But, like, his face, I just saw Donald Trump.
No, I saw kind of like a pointy witch nose. Yeah. But an old man. But not, like, old man. Like
the mayor of Lazy Town.
No, not at all. Good. No, not this time.
not this time, yeah.
No, I'm trying to think. I have villain in... Have you ever seen Smurfs?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the guy that wears the black cloak. What's his name?
Yeah,
that
but
guy.
But a pointier nose.
Yeah. Also, like the guy from Roxanne.
More hair. From Roxanne?
Have you ever seen Roxanne?
No. Yeah. But that's what I was picturing when I was envisioning him. But more like vampire-like, too. Like, you had, like, the dark circles under the eyes. Pointy, like, witch nose, but, like, that kind of face.
Like that nose with the rest of the face, yeah.
This book, like, was, like, based off of, like, the style of the writing and stuff, reminded me of Dead Romantics.
Yeah, it really did, yeah. I think it's more because it's more, like, millennial-based, I guess that makes sense. Yeah,
probably.
Like, more, like, turned to that crowd, but I really like it.
And then another note I had was, I really need to shape up in case I get turned into a vampire.
Yeah, for real, because, like, she's like, oh, man, like, the whole, like, forevermore thing, like, I really thought that was really sweet. But, like that reviewer said, how she kept, like, the whole dynamic of the book is fat-shaming herself.
Yeah.
Even though nobody else is saying that, like, it's literally just her.
Her mom, kind of.
I forget about her mom, yeah. But, like, I get that, because, like, I can really relate to that, because I recently went to double digits in pant sizes, and I'm just kind of like, oh my gosh, I've never been like this. It's really just, like, my childbirthing hips now, but, like, still, I feel horrible about my body. I hate it now, but I'm really trying not to, because, like, this is the body God gave me.
Yeah.
If he wanted me to be skinnier, I'd be skinnier, kind of deal, you know? So, like, where this entire book... Like, every time anything happens, she'd be like, it's because I'm fat. And I'm like, it's really not, though.
But, like, I still, like, get it at the same time, because I feel, all those kind of insecurities that she had.
Yeah, I also have.
Felt.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and that's, I kind of feel like a part of that, aside from my most recent ex being who he is, you know.
Yeah.
That was one of the things he always made a comment about, in terms of, like, me. He was just like, you need to be more confident in yourself. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. But that ain't just a switch you can just flip on.
It's not like
that's not...
I'm confident.
Yeah. So he's
they
just
have
like,
daddy issues.
that's true. But he's like, you need to be more confident in yourself, yada, 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 you know. And I'm like, I can't just do that. I'm so insecure about my body.
Like, how do you just like, oh, I'm cool now?
Yeah. So, like, I've always had self-consciousness about, like, my... This
belly, yeah.
Mainly.
I got the mom gut and stretch marks now. I'm just kind of like, ugh.
And my legs. I don't like my legs. I wrote low-key love in Tristan. I don't remember how far in the book I was, but I said low-key I love him.
Oh, I did. I loved him a lot.
I loved him a lot later in the book, too.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, we did the diddly. He doesn't like me anymore. And I'm like, obviously he does. Because, like,
he's still here.
You literally just fiucked. And, like, why would he all of a sudden hate you now? Oh, alligator attacks in the subway.
Is that the story they came up with?
Because there was vampire attacks in the subway, and then they're just like, oh, alligators. Isn't this based in New York City?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, they believed alligator attacks. Personally, I think vampire attacks would make more sense.
That makes more sense now, because they said something about alligators in the subway, and I got confused. Like, this wasn't during that time when they mentioned it.
Yeah.
This was, like, later when they were recalling it, and I was just like, that doesn't make sense, but okay.
Yeah, it's because they were like, oh, the alligators, in the, subway, yeah. Oh no, I have to drink from a hot guy and it might make me want to have sex. What's a girl to do?
Problem.
That made me laugh so much.
And again, that's the other thing. Blood is, like, erotic. You know? She drinks from his blood and she's just
he's like, vampires can sustain off of each other, but, like, I have to warn you, it makes me unbearably attractive.
It makes us
horny. You think I'm skinny? Yeah, and then they're, like, on top of, like, what was it, the Empire State Building or something? Yeah, and Tristan's like, danger, run! And she's like, my legs are wobbly from our smooch, so can't. That
was scary, though, when they're on top of the Empire State Building.
And all of a sudden...
And then a flaming arrow was just, like...
shot on the picnic blanket between them. And I was just like, oh.
I wonder if there was, like, a news story about how there was a fire in, like, the Empire State Building, you know, in their world.
Maybe, yeah.
Because...
I think maybe, because there's something later that reminded her about it.
For a little bit, I thought Gideon was going to be someone at work. Like, one of her coworkers or her boss or something like that. I'm glad it wasn't.
Pretty much like the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Like, every time a new vampire is born, a Slayer is born to kill them.
Yeah.
And it was a guy from work, Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that When she said that he must be, like, something supernatural because he, like, suddenly was ripped and he's, like, hot to the touch.
I thought he was going to be a vampire.
I didn't think he was going to be a vampire because vampires are cold.
A werewolf as well.
I didn't think he was going to be a werewolf.
What do you think he was going to be?
I don't know, but I knew it was going to be supernatural, but I couldn't figure out what. I was like, it can't be a werewolf because the opposite of vampire isn't werewolf.
Well, on Twilight it pretty much is because, like, she's between... Twilight! Oh, no. When it, like, goes between Edward and Jacob, Jacob's always, like, hot to the touch and ripped, and Jack, and Edward is always super cold.
But no, I don't think he was going to be a vampire or a werewolf. I think he was going to be something different. And it was right, because he's a vampire slayer. Slay queen.
Buffy!
She kept making references to Buffy, and I've never seen Buffy.
I've never seen it, but I understand the references.
I do, yeah, but I've never seen it.
Oh, but, like, for real, like, he was turned into a vampire slayer, and then, like, her mom comes to visit, and she's like, I'm gonna stay away, even though I've been getting death threats to my apartment from this Gideon guy. I'm gonna stay away from my mother, who's staying in my apartment, to keep her safe. And I'm like, that's the opposite of what you do.
She said, because she was like, how'd they find my mom? And I'm like, sis, first of all, your mom is staying at your house. Yeah. Second of all, they know where you live because they literally sent you a death threat to your house.
Multiple times.
Was it multiple times? I thought it was
She got, like, 3 death threats, I think. One was to her house, though.
Yeah. But she got a death threat literally sent to her house. So how are you going to tell me how'd they grab my mom?
Where did they find my mom?
Girl.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, for real. That was a bad move.
I was just like, damn.
Yeah, Big Vamp knew where your mom lived, so you left your human mom there alone?
Yeah. Smart.
Like, yeah, they'll never find her.
I wrote, the part where, going back to the Empire State Building, when they had when they had to jump. I'm going back to that just because, well, I'm not. Anyways,
we're scattered.
We're scattered, but
yeah.
That's just because we got distracted by whatever my comment I said after you talked about that. Yeah, who would have thunk?
I was distracted.
Going back to Empire State Building though, when they had to jump to the top, first of all, weird. I didn't know vampires could have supernatural jumping.
I know speed, but jumping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, he was just like, I'm gonna bring you up there, just hang on. And her choice of words was holy boogers.
Yeah, I thought that was really childish.
It was childish. It was cringy. I'm like, girl, just say holy shit.
Yeah, that reminded me of Cinderella by Colin Hoover when he's like using all these profanities and it's just the weirdest stuff and it doesn't even make sense. I'm like, there's no use to that. That's what that reminded me of.
No, just don't do that.
Like there's cussing and then there's sounding dumb.
Yeah,
like there's complete difference to me.
I was reading this one and I thought, so this is what it's. Let me tell you what I thought it said, and then I'll tell you what it really says. Only nice thing my eyes did was open car doors. But that's not eyes, that's X's.
Oh.
Very different. I mean, that's not the nicest thing that they've ever did. But I don't even know if my first one ever did. He wasn't that nice. Yeah. The second one, though, he was very chivalrous.
Oh, chivalry.
Yeah.
Who said chivalry was dead?
Yeah, exactly. And he would, I don't know if he always did or if it stopped at some point, but every time I'd see him, he would open the car door for me if we were going in his car, because we usually were driving in his car. The only time I ever drove him anywhere was when he came to visit me.
Yeah.
And then the entire 9 to 10 hour drive down from New Jersey to North Carolina.
Ooh.
Where he slept for most of it.
Yeah. And then he told you he was tired.
And then I was just like, really?
You
really
tired?
Wow. It's not like you and I both got like less than 5 hours of sleep the night before. And now we're on a road trip for like 10 hours.
Oh,
tired?
Who?
So sorry, baby.
How? I did not even think about that.
You go and get yourself a nap.
Yeah,
oh wait,
go
you
take
did
a nap.
get one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh no, now you're gonna be grumpy.
Oh, poor baby. That pissed me off to no end.
smut times 2 so far. 2 out of 5 could be more.
Yeah, it could have been more.
It was like high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was really nothing much to it.
Yeah, I wish it was more.
I do too, because like this like whole buildup of like stress and like it's funny, and then like this backstory, they finally learn to communicate, and it's like we kissed. Next chapter.
Yeah,
and I was like, bro.
But the other thing that I didn't like about this book though is how like there's the separation in books where it's like the couple dots. I felt like some of them were misplaced. Yeah. Because there was times where it was like you would read it and it would literally just be you'll read it, there's the dots, and then it's literally a continuation of exactly what happened. Or it's like what's literally happening next. Like it would be like, my mom came over and sat down on the couch next to me, and then it would be that page break, ... whatever. Yeah. And then it'd be like, my mom said, and I'm like...
That's the same scene, ma'am. You don't need to split it.
Why are we doing that? I didn't like that part.
Yeah, Belle, that's exactly what we thought, my guy. That's all the words. We can end the episode now. That's all we needed to say. Oh, they need to learn how to talk for real. Because they're so childish. Especially her.
I didn't really think that. I kind of like
How old are they? Like 20s?
Something like that.
I think they're in their younger 20s. And then she's like,
I'm
done. I'm not going to talk to him anymore because he's got a dead girlfriend.
You see,
I was kind of like,
I really liked her.
I did.
Because I related to her a lot.
Yeah, but like every time it came to her dealing with him, she was like, that's it, I'm done, I'm finished.
I mean, that did get slightly annoying, but like I can't be that annoyed by it because that's the same kind of dialogue I'd have in my head.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like, that's it, I'm done, and then like, oh, I'm just kidding, we're fine. That's it, I'm done.
Well, more so because of the insecurities.
Yeah, I get that. I'm that way on my head, but I don't think I'm that way out loud. Well, this is in her head.
Yeah.
Bruh. That makes sense. Okay, never mind. I'm done.
Yeah, no. I'm always in my own head. And that's probably why my second ex, at least, dumped me. Aside from being an awful person. Yeah. I thought, when like they're having that fight scene in the, was it Train 61 or something, whatever it was?
Yeah, it's something.
Track 61 or whatever it was. Yeah. Her speech to Gideon was so cringy. And not just because, like, inspo speeches like that are cringy to me. Yeah. As a whole. But, like, I felt like it was cringy.
Yeah, I was kind of reading it and I was like... Personally, it wouldn't work for me. I would have killed her.
I mean, yeah.
I
did when we were in the car together and I chuckled a little bit because of this part, which I'll give you a little read here. Even as I struggle against his hold, I see what he means. 2 big, brawny male vampires in streetwear emerge from the railway car behind her. Standing over her, there's a murderous glint in their undead eyes. Their mouths are twisted in bloodthirsty rage. Clearly, they'd loved an excuse to strike. I can't give them one. And she says, I'm chill. I'm chill.
I'm chill. Oh, that'll work on me. I'm chill. A guy breaks into my house and I pull out my gun and he's like, I'm chill. I'm like, you're right.
Well, right before that, Tristan was like, be careful. Like, she's alive because her mom was kidnapped. Let's keep her that way. And she's just like, I'm chill.
I'm chill.
I'm chill. I thought that was really funny.
And another ick I had was the amount of times that she said, I get that that's a human phrase and people say that all the time.
I get that.
But why does it need to be put 12,000 times in this book?
That's fair. I didn't really mind it that much, though. But I get it.
So much. Every time I saw it, it just made me mad all over again.
I wrote here in this little box here, because I didn't know I wasn't going to have room down here. I wrote, ooh, he broke the law. Scandalous.
Breaking the law. That's what my parents always said to each other.
I have one other note, but do you have anything else?
Yeah, she doesn't have to shave ever again.
That's what I was thinking,
She was like, I'm so glad I shaved right before I turned into a vamp.
If she didn't, would she be able to shave and would it grow back,
It would come back because he's got that permanent 5 o'clock shadow. It mentions that, like...
Well, yeah, but that might just be how it is, though. He doesn't have to style it.
Shave, yeah.
Well, he doesn't have to style it, but I'm saying, like, if she... Let's say
Yeah, but could you imagine shaving your life? Shaving every day of your life?
No, but that's what I'm asking, though. Like, if she didn't shave her pits right before she went out and she got turned into a vampire, if now, as a vampire, she shaved her pits, would that hair grow back?
Yes.
Would it?
Either that, or I don't think you'd be able to cut. I don't know. Imagine you got a bad haircut when you were a vamp and it never grew back, and you're just permanently stuck with a bad haircut.
You would never be able to cut your hair.
Yeah.
Unless you were content on keeping it that way.
I don't know. Let's Google it. Does vampire hair grow back?
That's a great question. I was thinking about that question. I didn't write it down, though.
This is talking about Twilight. Yeah, it says all vampires would be basically bald after a certain point because hair, even if it didn't naturally shed, would break or be pulled out over time. So
that makes sense.
All vampires would essentially be bald in the end.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy looking about it.
Yeah, like just imagine a bunch of like white pale people with red eyes and they're just bald.
My last note, though, was her grand gesture at the end was awful.
What was it?
She went to Raven, and she apologized.
I wrote sorry Raven first, and I couldn't remember what that was.
Yeah, so she apologized to Raven first for not, going to the Vampire Slayer, but honestly, in the end, it was the best option.
Best outcome.
Anyways, so she goes to apologize, she gets a bottle of tequila from her, and then goes to his house. I feel like she was drunk, but she goes to his house.
I think she was.
And she's just like, let's play Never Have I Ever.
Yeah, I think she was drunk for that.
She was using the Never Have I Ever game to tell him that she wants to be with him and that she loves her.
Childish.
Yes.
That is high school stuff right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super childish.
To me, that's not a grand gesture. I mean, he liked it. Good for him and her and all that stuff, but I didn't. No.
No, that's a drunk booty call right there, if I ever heard one. Yeah. Only in person.
I'm glad they're happy together, though.
Yeah. I said my buzzwords were HEA, loved but had flaws. Oh, the plot. Vamp accidentally turns Lily. They're in danger from High Vamp. Lily is tasked with a vamp story at work. Lily and Tristan fall in love. Mom goes missing. High Vamp has mom, grudge with Tristan over past and wants revenge. Lily woman-splains and they're let go. Things get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I keep hitting my microphone.
And your rating was?
4 out of 5.
I gave it a 4.25. I was a little generous with mine because I actually didn't really like it. Yeah. I thought it was cute. And
it was very cute.
But I thought it was kind of cringy, though. A little bit.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
It was definitely cringy. But
all the good things
cute.
are.
That's pretty much all my notes.
That's all I got, too.
Cool.
Okie doke. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of Bibliophiles Audio Files. We will see you at the end of the week, next week. Beginning of next week. Yep.
Check out our Instagram at Biblio Podcast. And our email is biblioaudiopod if you want to send us
at
anything
gmail.com.
there. At Gmail, yeah. You see, I want to say at biblioaudiopodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
But that's not right.
Without the 4 letters.
Yeah.
Also, Summiton is coming up. The Summiton Book Fair that is put on by Booked on Maine in Summiton, Alabama. It is the 14th at 9 a.m.
That's like a week away-ish.
To 4 p.m. Yeah. From this point, yeah. I'm super excited.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
So, yeah.
But yeah, we hope to see some people there. If you see us, come say hi.
Yeah.
Give us a high five. And
screw social distancing. Let's high fives all around.
Nah, COVID. That's a thing of the past.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Anyways, we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.